Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Friday. Happy I'm going to win this battle day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Danielle Washington. I am the founder of Rogue Experiences. Rogue Experiences is a wellness brand that helps women of color put on their own oxygen mask first and travel the world. In the last couple of weeks, we have been working on this battle, the travel destinations in our Facebook group, the Women of Color Travel Therapy. And this week, Italy is going against France. And my girl, Crystal Swain-Bates, who is the best-selling author, world traveler, is here with me today. Thank you, Crystal, for being here.
Sure, I'm happy to be here. About to fight you. This is a fight, a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. She's about to lose. But Crystal, for some reason, I'm not sure why, thinks France is better than Italy.
Because it is.
So we're literally going to do our verse us battle of Italy versus France. And y'all are going to help us decide which is better, France or Italy. So, Crystal, before we even start, let's let people know, like, you've lived in Italy. No, excuse me. You've lived in France. France. You've lived in France.
Yes, I have lived in France. So I've lived in France a couple of times. When I was 14, I took part in a study abroad program.
Nice.
Bless my mom's heart for letting me go all the way to France and live with the host family. And I was there for a whole semester of school. So that was like the first semester of ninth grade.
Okay.
Lived with the host family for a whole semester and loved it. Fast forward, after I graduated from undergrad, I moved back to France and I taught English over there for a few months.
Okay. So, where did you live?
The first time I lived in Lozère,
okay.
Southern France, Languedoc region. And then the second time I lived in Nantes.
Okay.
It's one of the larger cities in France.
Perfect.
And of course, I've been back and forth. I lived in Germany for 2 years. And so, of course, I've been back and forth to Paris, over and over again because it's so dope.
Silly girl. Hey, Gail, Giselle, I know you have both names. Hey, Tanika for watches. Hey, Babs. And by the way, Babs, I love Nisha being on here because Nisha is our Black-owned business. So whoever comes in second place in this week's battle will be winning a gift certificate from Nisha. It's Babs Beauty. So I, if you guys don't know, have not lived in France, but I've traveled there many times. There's a reason
why. And that's why you think Italy is better, because you ain't never lived in France.
Oh, but I've lived in Italy for 2 years, honey boo, and traveled there several times. I have traveled. When I lived there, I was living a vita sabbatica, which I'm my life sabbatical at 30, where I quit my job, moved. Girl, don't judge me. I was living my best in my 30s. I was like, yes. Quit my job, moved to Italy, and just traveled around. Hey, Veronica, thanks for joining us. I traveled around, and so I was able to really see the country. I wasn't going to school per se and not having time. I really got to understand the beauty that makes Italy what it is. So that's why I feel like I can attest to the greatness. Viva Italia! Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Italy it's cool. Well, let me tell you where I've been in Italy, because maybe I haven't been to the good places.
Okay.
So I've been to Pisa. You got to see the Leaning Tower.
Girl, I went there for 20 minutes. I'm like, I was mad hot. If I had to say one place that I will never go back to in Italy, it will be Pisa. It got Taylor Swift. We are never ever getting back together.
So this is why, first of all, France is better than Italy. Okay, Italy, all you see is the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? Like, that's their thing, that's the landmark. Yes. And then when you go, it's this tall. It's as tall as me. It ain't nothing. It's
I agree.
Okay.
I don't disagree. I agree.
Okay, I've been to Venice. I've been to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been to like some of those little southern island portions. So yeah.
Like Sicily, Capri, Sardinia.
Okay.
So I've obviously been to France, so we'll preface where I've been. My boyfriend at the time when I lived in Italy, we did a road trip for a month to Switzerland and France. And so we went to Annecy, which I love, which is one of my favorite places in the world. It's a beautiful lake, clear lake. It's gorgeous, and went there. Love Lyon, love Lucerne. Where else? The French Riviera. Some great memories there.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah, sorry. I
ooh,
digressed in my head. I was like, ah,
ooh.
don't be telling those stories, girl. Where else? Obviously, I've been to Paris. I feel like I'm missing some regions. I've been to the French Alps as well. But those are kind of the places I've been. And and I will say the first one to say, yes, I love France. I actually considered moving there, but I lived in Italy instead. So let's get into this battle. Before we get into this battle, I'm curious to those who are watching. Before we go further, which one do you guys say? So let us know in the comments which one you're saying is better. But as you're saying that, we're gonna start. Where do you want to start, Kristen? You want to start with culture, food, beaches, shopping, things to do, landmarks? I'm gonna let you start this
I'll
game.
let I'll let you choose. Okay, let's start with shopping.
Okay, go shopping. What's great about shopping in France?
Now, see, I started with shopping because I might let you win this one. I'm not sure because I know
You
Italy has some good
should.
shopping. But what's great about shopping in France, and when I talk about France, I'm just gonna say Paris because Paris is it. Paris is
Mhm.
everything for France, right? So France, I mean, they are a leader in fashion. When you walk around, and I wish I had a beret. Like literally, I ain't got no
But
good
you
beret.
don't.
I need a beret to fully illustrate my point. But the French are very fashionable. Europeans in general, so
Yes.
are very, very fashionable. You know, what you got Paris Fashion Week? Do they have like one of those in Italy? I don't know. Um,
Yes. You've heard of a little town called Milan? My bad. Gucci? My bad. Prada? Oh, God.
France just has a little bit of everything in terms of your shopping. But I can see, a lot of like I know Italy has a lot of good stuff too. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk about Italy.
Okay. So you're going to let me talk about Italy. So we're talking
Let's talk
about.
about the shopping. The shopping.
No, girl, we're talking shopping. I'm okay with just talking about shopping because with shopping, again, we mentioned, Milan Fashion Week. There is several fashion weeks that go on. If you think of someone fashionable, you think of an Italian woman who was probably born wearing stiletto shoes.
I don't. I don't. I think of a French woman.
Oh, I
That's what.
think of Italian women, so that's where we differ. But I, think of Gucci, Prada, all the different brands. And one thing I love about shopping in Italy, they have amazing sales. So they have seasonal sales where these major fashion brands are 70% off. Early January and mid July is when they have these things. And so, they have. Sorry, someone tried to walk in, and I'm like, I don't know you like that.
I was looking like, what
So they have these great sales. So if you want to buy some of these major brands, like I got a pair of shoes that were 800 euros for 200 euros.
yeah, that's still high, but I mean, yeah, that's a discount though.
It's a discount. Pair of shoes I've worn for literally probably 20 minutes.
Let me see these shoes. Where they at? So let me hold them up.
No, I actually thought about it because I do have these shoes. Uh,
But I will admit this. So when I travel, I don't do a lot of shopping.
yes,
Um, I do a lot of eating.
that's true. But
I
also in
mean,
shopping in Italy, I should throw out there, leather is amazing. Other
yes,
crafts are amazing.
yes.
So if you
I
want,
have bought some. Oh yeah, I was in France and I bought some Italian leather boots that were pretty dope. They weren't 200 euros though.
that's probably the value of the shoes the highest value of shoes I've ever purchased were those shoes that I again have never really worn because I'm afraid they're so expensive. What happens if I broke them? I know it's a hot mess. I've actually been
Too
thinking
big
about
to
selling them for
wear.
years. Uh, no, you're not seeing the shoes. I will maybe post a picture later on, Tanika. Tanika asked to see the shoes as well. I'm not
See?
seeing the shoes.
Yeah.
So let's go to food. I
Food.
might let you quasi. I mean, it's a tough one for me in food, but the
Yeah, and I can see that. Okay, so France. I love like literally all I think about when I go to France is eating. Like I want to eat
Mhm.
some foie gras. I want some escargot. I want some moule frites, mussels and French fries. I want everything.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like literally, I feel like almost all the restaurants in Paris are just so amazing. So, for example, I was last in France in Paris. Oh, that was a while ago, April 2019.
Okay.
Okay, I did an international book tour. And went with my husband to like eat at this restaurant that had really good brunch reviews. But the line was crazy long. It was like 1,000 people in line. So I was like, okay, well, let's just go in this other restaurant next to it, not knowing anything about the restaurant. And their food was still banging. Like it was amazing. Just we were just like, France, just everything is so good. We ate really well. And I like that they take a lot of pride in their food.
Mhm.
They know what region everything is from. You know, here we have like 5 cheeses, you know, Swiss, cheddar.
We ain't comparing it to America, girl.
Right.
We ain't going there.
They got 8,000 cheeses. They have amazing wines, amazing wines. Even their bread, and I'm not even a bread person, but even their bread and butter, like their butter just tastes like it was created by God. It's amazing. So that's France.
I love how she's like, so what you got? So the great thing about Italian food is the simplicity of the food that makes it so beautiful. They can put literally pasta with some oil, with some seasonings or herbs and some fresh fish, and it tastes like nothing we've had before. Go to Naples, have the pizza. Oh my God. But pizza's different. Pizza in Naples is different than pizza in Florence, than pizza in Rome. There is a variety. We have pesto, which is amazing. That's from northern Italy. And then we have one of my ultimate, if you ask me what is my favorite food,
Spaghetti.
oh, yes, truffles. And I'm not talking about the chocolate truffles, but like the mushroom. Yes. Oh, I love truffles. So in Italy, they have these things called sagres. And so they're festivals of something, like some food festival. And so I remember going to I used to live in Perugia. So I lived in Perugia, Florence. Perugia is like the central Italy. Florence, which is in Tuscany, and then I lived in Rome. There's these things called sagres. I went to the Sagre di Tartufo, which is the Sagre festival of truffles. Girl, they had truffles cooked so many different ways. It wasn't funny. So it's like we had truffles. We had like 5 or 6 course meal with truffles cooked 50 million different ways. And they have this with all different things. You think of the fresh fish, and then you want to talk wine. It's not just one wine region. They're known for Chianti, but Chianti, that's like some Stella Rosa. In my opinion, that's Stella Rosa. For y'all who like the sweet wines, there's the Marsala, there's Moscato in Southern Italian. Yes, look it up.
No, I was say Stella Rosa is sweet. What you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. People who like sweet wines. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Wines. I don't drink that. But people who want the sweet wines, go to Southern Italy. Amazing sweet wines. You go to like Montepulciano. You can go up to Umbria. There's so many different wine regions in Italy, from white to red to robust to sweet. There's so many options.
I'm like literally salivating.
Yes.
A wine trip, Italian hop cities, and go to do a wine trip.
Oh, girl, I've done it. Yes, it would be amazing. I would love to do it again. Yes. It's like, yes.
Okay, cool. I'm there.
All right. So we've talked about food. We've talked about shopping. What about beaches? We're both beach girls. I'm a beach girl. You're not a beach girl? I thought you were a beach girl.
I am a beach girl, but see, now you're shaming me because...
Oh, wait, what?
I have not been to the beach in France. Oh, I said it, okay? I have not been to the beach in France. I don't go to France to go to the beach. I go to Greece to go to the beach, other places, but no, I haven't.
So I'm going to talk on your behalf.
Please, thank you. Appreciate it.
So if I was someone who loved France, I would go to the French Riviera. The beaches there are beautiful. I think going to the beach... No, it wasn't French Riviera. I'll explain my story later. But so going to French Riviera, amazing beaches, gorgeous places to hang out. It's just a beautiful location. But for me, go ahead. I'll let you. If you have something to say, say it.
I've been to Nice. I forgot about Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to Nice before it got all shot up. I've been to Nice. Yeah.
Okay. So that's your beach offer.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So let's keep it real. Italy boasts the largest coastline of sea in all of Europe. It hits all the five seas: the Mediterranean, the Adriatic, the Ionian, the something with the T, and the Ligurian. Uh, all of the regions, all 20 regions except for Umbria, all have access to the beach or sea. So you have options in so many different. You can go Google it. You have so many options.
I'm just thinking about it in my mind, like, because when I think about Italy, I don't think about beach. Like, I know there's a lot of water there, but I literally just don't think. You think about, like Rome, there's no beach. Um,
But you go towards what's it called? There are beaches. You just have to go a little bit further away from Rome.
and I
Like
think
when you,
that's what it is. I
yeah,
think, like, even for both France, well, I think in Italy, I don't know of any major, like, what are some major cities that a person would typically fly into that has a beach near it?
you can go fly into Sicily, and there's beaches all over there. You can fly into Puglia, which is like the heel. Girl,
Yeah.
Puglia is actually my favorite part of Italy.
It's a what?
Puglia. It's a
P-U-L.
southern. So if you look at Italy like it's a shoe, and it's the heel of the shoe, and
Okay.
it's one of my favorite places in all Italy. You go to Amalfi Coast. You have the Italian Riviera, the San Remo. You have, Tuscany. There's beaches. You have Lake Como. Where George Clooney kind of hangs out. There's so many places.
Okay.
Sardinia,
Yeah.
Positano, Cinque Terre.
Girl, you speak another language. What do you say? It's cities you naming.
Oh, I also speak Italian. So
Oh
there's
yeah, let's talk language.
okay. Dimmi, che cosa vorresti? What would you like to talk about?
Je ne comprends pas parce que je ne parle pas italien.
Je parle un peu français, vraiment. Je parle italien. Je parle un peu. Je
Un peu.
comprends. Oui.
C'est tout?
Sì. Allora,
Okay.
che per me mi piace tanto l'Italia perché mi piace le persone, le visiti, il cibo. Lo so, mi piace tanto di Italia.
I'm like, did you just name some pastas? Because I heard you say ziti.
Love you.
I was like,
Snatching girls. So, anyone who knows me like really, really well and knows me for years, because I'm probably not that girl much anymore. I am notorious. So I do speak Italian. Like when I lived in Italy, I actually took lessons for the first 2 months I was there and didn't speak any English. And so it was one of those situations where I would tell people I was French because people kept assuming I was French. And I'm like, well, they keep assuming I'm a French. I'm going to go with being French and hope to God they don't say nothing to me in French. Because at the time I didn't really know any French. But that's how I learned the language between that music and watching reality TV shows in Italy. That's how I learned the language. And so when I came back, I was speaking broken English. Low
nice.
key, I went on a job interview and I didn't realize I switched into Italian by accident. She's like, that's not English. I was like, I swear English is my first language.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So if you listen to me often, I'll say certain words regularly in Italian that no one will notice. I'll say cosa, which means what. So I'll usually say what. So cosa what. Or if I'm talking to myself, if I'm swearing at myself, I'll say cazzo all the time. Cazzo is my word. Um, but there's certain words that I say, like if you live in San Francisco, there's a street, and I shorten it for Diviz because when I first came back, no one understood what I was talking about. If I'm trying to say it, the way I say it is Divisadero, and people are like, "Where am I Divisadero?" So there's certain ways I just say certain things. I can't help myself. It is what it
Hmm.
is. But the
So
language, it's beautiful. French language is beautiful.
yeah, I mean, Italian, I love the sound of Italian. I think it sounds very sexy, very romantic. I also love the sound of French. And for me, since I mentioned that I lived in France with a host family for a few months when I was 14, they didn't speak English at all,
Yeah.
So I'm living with y'all. Yeah, we like literally, I had to speak French. Um, but the thing I love about French is that I can speak it in other countries, and that has served me well. Um,
Ah,
when
you
I
got
used
me.
to back when I worked for the feds, one of the areas of the world that I covered in international affairs, that's what my degree is in, was West Africa. And in West Africa, they speak French. When I did my international book tour, I went to Cote d'Ivoire. And I was able to actually speak to the kids at one of the book signings in French because they were very shy about speaking English. So I was like, y'all want me to speak French? And I was able to do the thing in French. So I love it. I like literally love knowing that not only can my French serve me in Switzerland, portions of Switzerland, and France, but also in countries in West Africa. So.
I agree. My Italian only gets me as far as if my Spanish ain't working, I'm gonna try my Italian. You'll figure it out, and that has worked. So I do agree with that. But that doesn't make France better. So what about landmarks? Let's talk about landmarks.
Oh, landmarks. Okay. So landmarks. Goodness. I mean, France has too many to name, but I feel like everything that you think about it's for the most part, it is in Paris. But when you go to Paris, you can literally be there for 2 weeks and going out every day and you still won't see all the landmarks. And like it's dope landmarks, like beautiful, gorgeous, carved in gold, just things that when you see them, you feel like you're in a different world. Um, and I can't get enough of Paris, no matter how many times I go, because depending on the time of year, when you go and you see the Eiffel Tower, uh, at Christmas time or New Year's with the countdown, it's all lit up and it's beautiful and it's flashing. That's gorgeous. When you go at another time of year and you see in the summertime, it's just it all has a different feel to it. So for me, France definitely wins hands down when it comes to landmarks because I feel like if you ask people, whoever's watching this, to name as many landmarks as they can think of in France or Paris specifically, they can probably drop a whole bunch of them. But I feel like for Italy, they can't really drop a lot of them.
Let's see. The Colosseum,
I mean,
the Vatican, the Trevi Fountain.
You cheating. Why you didn't ask them to drop it in the comments? To prove my point.
Because your point is your first.
Now you've given them 3 that they would not have thought of.
Okay. You've already talked about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You have the Duomo in Florence. You have the beautiful, I mean, Venice is its own landmark because it's just, being on the gondolas and stuff like that. There's just so many places that, one of the places that you may not know about, but it's like one of my favorite places to visit. It's this like small town called Abrobello. And it looks like these small Smurf houses, which are so super cute. And then you have Pompeii. Have you heard of Pompeii?
The volcano place where everybody got burnt up?
Yes, but it is a landmark. The thing I love about Italy is that it's so rich in history. I think France is too, but Italy preserved a lot of those historical locations that I feel like there's so many places. I lived in Rome I only lived in Rome in 2 months because I actually didn't like the Romans. Love the Florentine, but not the Romans. But there were so many places that even living there every day, I still couldn't get to everything. There's just so many places to visit and to see, and especially in the smaller towns when you get outside of like the bigger cities. So that's my opinion on that. What do you think about the people? Let's talk about the people.
The people. So
I got this.
I probably didn't have the best experience. And I almost feel like, well, I'll tell you. So this is my experience in Italy. So when I went to Italy, and I was with my ex at the time, we both found the people to be very cold. And it's kind of funny for me to say that because I'm like, I know people think French people are rude, but I'll get to that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to go back and really and try it again because that was a while ago. But I don't know, people just seem very cold, almost kind of, I lived in Germany for 2 years and I find Germans to be
special,
stiff and cold and robotic. And I almost got that same vibe in Italy, but I was
Kikatsudichi!
Venice. And yeah, I wasn't really getting those vibes in Venice. Rome might have been better, but so by that same token, I've never had any issues in France. Again, living there, everything was great. Paris, I've never felt that same thing that other people feel as far as Parisians being rude. However, I speak French, so I'm not in there as a, hey, hello, can somebody serve me? Help me, I'm American. I'm in there speaking French. So I feel like I could get a different side of different type of treatment because I am speaking French. So,
and you make a great point because I do feel that France gets a bad rap for being rude if you don't speak the language. Because if you speak the language, you're gonna get a pass. They may still treat you like crap because you're not saying it right. What? I'm like, girl, I know you knew what I said. But that being said, what I've learned my trick around being the rudeness in France is I start in Italian first. Because I can, if I'm really like on my Italian, I can speak Italian to where people are like, "Are you really Italian?" Or so whatever. So I start Italian first. I'm like, "Oh, do you speak French or English?" And I'm like, "Oh, I speak English very well." So it's us meeting in the middle versus me assuming you're going to speak English and you going down. Now, I'm shocked because Italians, minus the Romans, I'm going to give you a pass on the Romans.
Oh, see, maybe that's what it was.
The Romans are rude. I don't know. I don't like Rome.
Yeah, I was in Rome where I was like, ooh, these people cold.
But if you are in any other part, they are loving. They're like, oh, como se bellissima. I mean, they're just happy. They use their hands as I'm using my hands now. Like they are boisterous. They are known to be friendly. Where are the French are known not to be friendly?
Yeah, and I am thinking about like when I went to like the southern part of Italy, I didn't have that same vibe, but I think it was that first impression. The first place I ever went, my first trip was Rome and Venice. And so I think Rome was first probably. And I don't know, I guess the first impression, I can't get it out of my head. But I mean, I could stand to go back to Italy just to see, try again. And anybody that's watching this and you've been to France and you find the Parisians to be rude, just learn 2 sentences in French, just 2. One of them just, sorry, I don't speak much French. Just to acknowledge and let them know, to let them know that you wish you spoke some, but you hope, what I'm saying? Just instead of just busting straight out with your English and expecting people to automatically understand.
And that's the same goes for that in Italy, because I've seen Italians rip Americans apart because they didn't try. They were watching a group of Americans. They were trying to say thank you. And I knew dang well these Italians knew what they were trying to say, but they were like, scusi? No capito. I was like, y'all are mad shady. But if you learn in any country, just a few words, and I actually did a whole live on this topic, just a few words get you so much further than assuming as an American, everyone's going to speak English. And I see, let's see, Veronica wrote, I've only visited Paris once and need Italian passport stamp. Yes, girl. I found that actually I like red wine due to the Paris trip. But you need to try Italian wine so you can realize why Italian wine is better. All right, so I think we have given enough information to tell the women why Italy or France is better. Is there one last argument that you have before we head out?
So my argument is this. All right. If you have, for people who've never been, all right, to either, France or Italy, I just want to know if you could only take one trip, right? You only had enough money to take this one trip. It was between France and Italy. They were both the same price. I just want to know, which one would you go to? Because I feel like in the end, I feel like it's France. I feel like most people dream of going to Paris. That's everybody's dream. I don't feel like a lot of people have that same feeling about any of the cities in Italy, not over Paris. And so that's my last argument. If at the end of the day, if you want to take a trip, your dream trip, and you've never been to either place, it's Paris. You gotta want to go to Paris. Like Venice is cool, the other places are cool, but like Paris is at the top of like everybody's travel bucket list.
All right. So my argument is I disagree with that, because I think Italy's on many people's list. I think your whole argument for why France is great has been built on one city.
Yeah, it has. And I admitted that at the beginning. I
know, and that's what I'm saying. The great thing about Italy is it's not just one city. There are tons of places to go, so you have more options than just one city to fall in love with it. Minus the fact that
city is just, this one city makes up has the dopeness of 15 other cities that you could choose from, but
still not dope enough to beat Italy. So we're going to end on that let everyone answer their thoughts. I want to do what we always do, our quick rapid fire questions for our guests. So just what comes to mind. Yes, I didn't tell you this on purpose.
You did tell me this. Okay.
Okay, so what's the first thing you do when you get home from a trip?
Go to sleep.
Aisle
I don't sleep a lot.
Aisle or window?
Window. Yeah.
What's always in your travel bag?
Sleeping pills.
Sorry, I was like, huh? What do you do to put on your own oxygen mask first? What is your self-care regimen? What's the one thing that really helps you take care of you?
I mean, I'm hearing a theme, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Sleep. Like literally, because I go really hard in the paint when I'm working. So like when I finally stop working, I just try to sleep and try to recoup on some of that sleep that I didn't get before. So sleep.
And what was your first trip and what age?
My first international trip was to France when I moved to live with that host family at 14. That was my first time ever going overseas.
And that's her love. I should have mentioned my first solo trip by myself internationally was to Italy. That says a lot for both of us.
Okay. Well, there it is.
Well, thank you, Crystal. I don't think you won, but I love you.
I won before it even started, boo.
Girl, bye.
It's your page. So they might be like, oh, you won, Danielle.
We'll see. I'll let the viewers let us know who won. But if you guys are in the challenge, the battle of the travel destinations, make sure you vote this week to see which country is going further on to the next round. Which country is going to the Elite Eight? Is it going to be Italy or France? We'll see. Nisha says, fun ladies, interesting. She's glad we joined. Thank you guys for. Oh wait, Veronica said Italy because I haven't visited Paris. Oh, wait, I haven't visited. Paris gets the do-over repeat. So yes, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they say. Thank you again for
DM me. Don't be scared to put your true answer. You can DM me your real response. Crystal Swain-Bates.
And again, Crystal is an amazing author, so make sure you look her up on Amazon and see all the amazing books that she's written. We're behind us. And you might see her, actually recognize, I should have mentioned this earlier, because she's been on Amazon commercials. So you might have seen her on TV. But she is an amazing world traveler, a little bit confused on this Italy versus France, but I still love her, girl. All right. We'll see y'all later. Ciao.